Now we get to move into the fun interpersonal realm. This is where we get a little bit more into the heavier social aspects and really looking at the social components of emotional intelligence. This set of constructs really looks at how do we get along with others, how do we work in teams, how do we manage ourselves in teams, how do we handle or manage other people in a team, that kind of environment. So looking at interpersonal relationships, it's the ability to establish and maintain a relationship. We're also looking for it to be mutually satisfying and having a healthy balance of give and take. So I think we all probably know examples of people who are high on that giving, right? But when you ask them to allow some level of kindness back, or ask them to allow a piece of positive, or hey, how about can I get this for you? And they're like, nope, 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 because they want to give. The point is that they need to learn reciprocation. So they need to learn how to not only give, but then to take or to receive. Then there's also obviously takers who are like, I am more than happy to let you do my work for me, right? If you're gonna do it and you're gonna volunteer, I will say yes every time. Either way, kicked out of balance, it can be draining for other people, because people do want to contribute back overall. And in a situation where you have a person who's overgiving, in a situation where you have somebody who's too high on the taking, it's draining because they're just taking from people and not contributing back. So those elements, when you look at it from a team perspective, it's very difficult to stay on a team with somebody who's more than willing to let everyone else do their work and them to just sit back and chew bubblegum all day, right? When we are looking at these concepts and looking at how to balance them, what other places can you see that they might be out of balance? The idea is to establish and maintain the relationships that are mutually satisfying. So if they're in a situation that is untrustworthy, or they're in a relationship with someone who lacks credibility or integrity, they need to be able to say, no, I'm ending this relationship. If they don't have the ability to end the relationship appropriately, then they're not staying in balance. It's not mutually satisfying. The ability to initiate friendships. Now, understand, we've all probably heard of that introvert extrovert kind of thing, and we tend to think that extroverts are so great at relationships and introverts aren't. That's not true. Extroverts have a tendency to be the type of people who are energized by being around a lot of people. Introverts would rather be by themselves to be energized, but it doesn't mean that they can't both have healthy, balanced relationships. Introverts are just known for having a few close friends versus having many people that they can socialize with on the extroverted side. It's still balanced, and the important part is to stay balanced in that. One interesting concept that's up here is compassion. Is it compassionate to tell somebody no when it's appropriate, or is it compassionate to continually say yes to people? I was watching a presenter with the Harvard Business Review, and he was talking about how we had a shift where people were automatically saying yes, and it was all about really propping people up and making them feel good all the time, to the point that it was superficial. And his point was, that is not actually compassionate. It's not compassionate to tell somebody, oh, you're doing a great job, when they're not. Or when they want to go for a leadership position, but they don't have the skills yet. It's more compassionate to say, look, I hear where you want to be. I think that you need to take a little bit more time, and let's give you some additional training, than it is to be like, oh yeah, go for that job. And then in the background be like, absolutely do not hire that person, right? Because it gives them a false sense of reality. And sometimes the most compassionate thing that we can do is to actually say no to somebody, because it gives them that sense of being grounded.